What's going on, traders? Yeah, just want to get on here and share the trading day with you. We got about 6 minutes or so before the opening for New York session here, 9:30 open. Pretty lackluster start to the pre-market session. Had a pretty big sell-off because of a news event at 8:30. Let's check that for anybody that's new. It's really important to look at these landmines that can happen. And so let me make sure everybody can see that all right. It looks like it. And so if you go to Forex Factory, there, we're just hide that. So if you go to Forex Factory, you can see the red folders here. Those are market moving folders. CAD is the Canadian currency, and so a lot of times the indexes like NASDAQ, when it comes to inflations and all that kind of stuff, basically just look at these folders because I don't know what this shit actually means. I don't know if a lot of people know what this shit actually even is, other than it moves the market. And so it's one thing if you have like a position in and you're in profit by, say you have a contract, you're up like $500 and say it's 825. It's probably wise to get out of that position before 8:30. Yeah, it could go to the moon and keep going and going and going, or it could lose all that profit within a matter of minutes, like what happened earlier, how it just had that big sell-off. And so at 10 a.m. is the next one, and that's a USD news, consumer sentiment, orange and red folder. So I would imagine that's going to be a shit show at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to try to stay out of the market then, close any kind of trade that I may have open, and like even now at 9:26, I don't want to be in the market before the bell rings, mainly because it's so volatile that this looks like kind of a good buying opportunity because of because of the you have a low down here. Let's kind of mark these charts out, while we sit here and wait this 3 minutes for the bell to ring. We'll get the daily pulled up and see we're kind of bullish on the day. We broke some new highs this morning, and so with the way we had the sell-off, we might be pretty bullish today, hopefully with that news event, but we'll see how the day progresses. So we have the low yesterday. We're going to mark. And this will just give us our kind of the range we're working with for the day. Will that last all day, being range bound in this little area? No, probably not, but make it nice and big. And then we'll just start, 4 hours. Let's kind of see what happened in London session. Pretty flat for the most part. Leading into London session, looks like 2 a.m. is right here. A little bullish, when it comes to London session. So nice retracement back. But I wouldn't be surprised on the open if it tests the lows again before it just goes straight up. We'll see for sure when it gets a little closer. So I like to get that 15-minute and see we're at the top of the range here. Maybe back out just a hair so we can see the full bigger picture. And so this is kind of a sketchy time to buy on some level, unless you're expecting a breakout. We only have from here to there a 100-point move, which is kind of the sweet spot that I like to, me personally, I like to shoot for those 100-point moves. I caught a 100-point move live yesterday during the power hour. And I think that's going to be kind of the bread and butter, because if I start going back and forth during New York on the 1-minute chart, it's very easy to become unconscious and just turn into just a button-clicking monkey. And the goal is not to become a button-pushing monkey, but to maintain our logic and reason and make unemotional financial decisions, and so we'll see how we do with that goal today. Not every day. It's easier said than done sometimes, especially if you start catching a bunch of losers. So we got 11 seconds till the bell rings. I got actually some new sound effects. I look forward to playing those today, but we'll start with the first one here. 3, 2, 1. And we're off to the races here, folks. And so, kind of waiting to see what's going on with this first candle here. Let this kind of consolidate on some level, going back and forth. I'm actually going to keep this on a 3-minute chart instead of the 1 minute to try to avoid some of the inducements and chaotic energy that can happen in the present moment on the 1 minute chart, and keep the bigger picture kind of in mind. And so when we have this chart here, looks like the last big push up happened in this kind of zone. So if we look at this and think, okay, where's the stop losses at for today in this moment? Well, you have probably a lot going here because of this move from here went up. You have a little small micro move that hit this a little bit higher on the spectrum as a zone of interest. And then I actually probably wouldn't be super interested in anything lower than that for a buy at the moment, because if we kind of zoom out far enough here, sorry, I got look around these microphones and everything else. And I'm going to resist the urge to chase this. I had a top step position in pre-market that I closed before that news event. I ended up getting that kind of down here. I got 2 contracts and I ended up selling that for $500, like a $500 winner. I'm actually almost debating shorting this right now, mainly because my strategy is to not go for breakouts. So it's at the top of these ranges. At the top, that's when I short. At the bottom, that's when I buy, and anything else in between, trying to become really mindful not to do. And that would be selling at the tops of the candlestick wicks, buying at the bottom of them then too. And so buying right now would be a violation of my strategy. Not to say that your strategy couldn't be, I'm going to catch a 30-point move. Could, But for me, with how volatile this is, first 3 minutes, this move was from top to bottom here, 150-point move. On trading contracts, if you have a 100K account, that's a it moves $5 a tick. So at 100 ticks, that's $500. I'm gonna short this. Just and this could break out, but that's just part of the strategy is to short when everybody's buying for a breakout. But sometimes breakouts happen, so like that, but that's why we have stop losses. So let me get the rhythmic shit so so we can look at these balances. I'm not really interested in this big impulsive thing up. I'm still looking to probably short this. Yeah, so that's a nice short, up 240, 280. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way back down to here. But that's why you don't buy at the top of the pyramid there. I'm going to catch that big like 400 point move here. Let me go to the upside with it now. And now catch this breakout, hopefully. Okay, I don't know why that's doing that. So you can kind of see where we're at for today. Up about $800 on either account. So I don't even know what account I'm using at the moment, but it's this is bottom one, obviously. It just moved. So we'll keep 10,915 or whatever as the starting balance, and see how the day progresses here. See how we do. And this trade's looking good. See if it breaks out. I don't trust it. I think I'm gonna actually maybe sell again. I'm gonna just do a quick stop loss until just in case that thing decides to go fucking to the moon. But that almost looks like a double top at the moment. I'm gonna just take the risk off the table. Yeah, take the risk off. Let's kind of see what happens as this thing does what it does. It just hit this new high. So be looking for pullbacks. You know, try to ride this bull wave as it keeps going. We'll put this on the 1 hour so we see the big wicks in the bigger picture. But when price is the highest it's ever been, part of my strategy is not to put some contracts in for a breakout. It's just going to be just try to catch the short. We're going to ride this short out a little bit longer than we did the previous time. And this will be a quick scalp trade. just because it could start getting hysterical and just running into a big just emotional is an emotional move to the upside. But like I said, when price is higher than it's ever been, I don't want to catch this, you know, put a contract in for a breakout yet. Looks like it will break out. It's got a lot of move to the upside it could be doing. These things are, you know, it's been record highs, followed by consolidation, followed by tanking, and so we'll keep waiting for a good opportunity instead of chasing. But these zones, it'd be awesome if we can catch a short back to one of these zones, which is what I'm wanting to do. But we'll just wait for the bat signal here to see when it's going to be a good time to buy it. By good time, it's basically the scariest time. I want to see what the 1 minute's looking like. Let's do a big stop loss on this guy and just have a big trade. Be 50 tick. Be $250 if we lost it. But since we're at the very tippy top here, from here back down the mountaintop here, this is quite a move, 300-point move. So if we can get, let's do a fib to kind of give an idea on some of these zones and maybe take profit areas. Definitely at 50%. That would, let's see, from our position to 50%, that's 140 something ticks. And then that would be nice to catch that down and then ride it up a little bit more if it's going to do that. I have some other sound bites to play. Just waiting for the opportunity to play them. I'm getting ready to play it now if this thing turns around. So hopefully it's funny and hopefully it's not too loud and that the audio sounds at a good level. I won't know until I listen to this stream on playback. Like the visual sound indicators say it should be about right. This might be a little bit too much yellow. Let's see, what's that look like? Okay, I want the fib lines to be maybe white. Is that too much? Is that hard to see? That almost looks a little bit more pleasant. I kind of like the blue. Well, green kind of goes with the color scheme here of these streams. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if that bothers anybody. I kind of like that. I like clean charts. I don't like a lot of shit going on in indicators and everything else. I like to just watch the price action. You know, there was a time where I was really, really bullish on NASDAQ and thinking everything was going to break out until these last couple weeks here where it's just consolidating and downtrending. When I was just practicing paper trading basically with trading view charts, I realized that the strategy I was using and still kind of am doing, just tweaking more of the take profits and the math of all of these different things. But we're just, before I get on a tangent, let's just do a quick take profit of 100 ticks. Just what is going on here? I'm gonna close this and close all these orders. Let's try this again. We'll do about a 30 tick take profit or 30 tick stop loss. 100 tick. I like where those levels line up. That's would be a 38.2% fib. $9.47. A lot of times by about 10 o'clock you have this move up. It's Friday, and a lot of times you see a retracement, kind of counter move. About 10. You know, the first 15 minutes of the bell's like off to the races, and then like now it's like what's going on? Oh, what's happening today? Trading on this kind of a like 3 minute chart to 5 minute chart, I think is going to be helpful for me, not over trading and not just going back and forth and back and forth. Although it's fun to go back and forth and back and forth. Oh, time for a sound effect.
Oh, you bastard!
Sorry.
No. Calm down. Learn to enjoy losing.
So, hopefully that was enlightening. Let's see. Maybe catch this breakout. Let's see. Let's just go chase it. Probably worst thing to do. It just hasn't been really bullish in a while. And we're going to have a bullish day. So these would be new highs. We're aligned over here to the left. Let's go ahead and take profit there. Next time it pops up, I'm going to try shorting it again. Let's see if that gets a big dump. This is the highest the price has been in a while. That's why I like to short it here, just because that's kind of the game plan, is to short at the tops of the candlesticks, short at the tops of the ranges. It's happened to me so many times where it's like, oh, we just had that big breakout to the upside, and oh, let's get 2 or 3 contracts on it and ride it to infinity and beyond. And the next thing you know, as soon as I put the order in, it just flushes like 100 points to the downside. To keep an eye on the P&L as kind of a real-time indicator of price action. Kind of see it starts flickering like 270, 270, 260, 300, and you can kind of see if it's the momentum's moving in a bearish direction or bullish by the price, because this is an auction environment. So if someone's willing to buy it at like 250, you see like how it's flickering. And when it kind of gets stagnant, oh, there you go. There's a big dump. $300 is about my typical I'll grab this, especially with this big move up. I'm kind of waiting maybe for a better buy, but that level is so close. It's been so long since we got these big bull moves in NASDAQ. I think maybe the traders might be really excited about like what's happening. And it's like, is today the day we finally go to challenge these highs? That's kind of what I'm thinking. But we have that news at 10. So do we get in on another candlestick? About the middle of it now. If you look at trading almost like poker, and each hand has a little bit different probability of winning, you wouldn't, unless you were like consciously trying to bullshit people, like with a pair of like 2s, and then you just go all in on a pair of 2s. Probability wise, that probably is a losing hand, unless you can like intimidate the people you're playing with, like, oh, he's bluffing, but they don't know you're bluffing. Let me jump into the chat, see what's going on with everybody. We got 6 minutes till that news event, and I don't want to be, I might get in a quick buy if it's really tempting. Maybe I'll just do a limit order. How do I do that? Market limit. Okay, so there's the limit order. This might help us not be so reactive. Just have an order sitting right there, just to boop. Those actually are really good trades in my opinion. That feel good. I think this is going to tank. I don't want. I'm not really interested in what's going on for a buy. And I don't like where we're sitting for a sell either, because it could go up. That candlestick's 50 ticks tall. One contract, that's $250. So if you put a sell in here and it just didn't even cross that top, I mean, you're at a $250 risk just right off the gate putting a sell in right now. Again, yeah, it could go straight down to one of these levels, which I kind of hope it does, but I might actually, for this news event, switch to micros. Okay, so if you're new to trading futures, this contract size on NQ is $5 a tick. I can't ever keep them straight in my head. The micros and the minis, they both, I mean, those names just don't really resonate with me, but I think I'm going to quick buy. Oh, that's a limit order. There's 50 points. No, I'm not going to do that before. I'm going to resist that urge. But like, so anyway, micros, minis, what's the difference? NQ is $5 a tick. MNQ is like 50 cents a tick. It's substantially cheaper, so it's a tenth of the price, which is nice during New York session if you don't feel like you're downgrading yourself. That's like a weird mental hang up of like, oh well, I don't want to downgrade to the I don't want to downgrade to the minis, because you're not a real trader if you're not doing NQ. But the thing with the the smaller ones, you can dial the position size in for the news with less risk. But if it's going to swing, maybe down to the 50% retracement, or swing 50 points, you can dial in the risk a little bit better, because the least you can do on NQ is one contract, which is $5 a tick. If I'm going to gamble on a news event, here's what it boils down to doing. I'd rather have just like a low risk situation. I'm going to do M and Q here. I'm going to do half, which is 5 contracts. I'm going to do a sell. That candlestick on the 1 minute is pretty weak, but you can see the big price difference. It's half of what the other one is. So it's basically like you can do a 50 tick stop, and it's the same as a 25 tick stop as far as the P&L goes. Trying to work on greed, I think is maybe what it is. Where it's just like trying to capture every bit of the move, get these big, get the big take profits and all that. So we're going to do a 50 tick. And we got 18 seconds till the news event. We'll see if that if the news event just shuts this thing down or what it does. Oh shit, looks like it's going to shut it down. We're just going to take profit with how chaotic this is. Yeah, it can probably go straight down, but it could also just use this as a stop loss hunt to go fucking through the roof. But that was like, you can see just with that mini, yeah, that would have been a $500 winner from a one con, but the risk allowed for a little bit of wiggle room here. So we'll get out of the minis. Let's see what the hell this is doing. I think this is going to just start a big downtrend. So we're going to look for selling opportunities. That's what I'm going to be looking for. You can do whatever the hell you want. Let me jump into the chat, see what's going on with everybody. It doesn't look like anybody's in the chat at the moment, which is fine. Whenever you get here, it'll be now. Okay, so we're now at 50. Look at that thing. I should have held it longer, but I pushed out. Hindsight's 2020, I guess. So really good opportunity for a buy. But 10 o'clock after a big news event, I don't know. Oh, hey, switch that off of limit orders. Or maybe not. Let's, instead of being reactive, let's just place this where we ideally want to purchase it. With a good risk to reward, and it may never come. So one contract down in here. I don't know, am I being way too greedy? I don't even look at that as actually being greedy on some level, because if you were playing the guitar and you wanted to like play something perfectly, does that make you like greedy for wanting to successfully like play a chord, like to play it perfectly? It's like wouldn't playing the market perfectly be like grab it right at the best supply and demand zone? Not just see a volatile candle and be induced into buying it. I mean, if you look at this range from today, I mean, we're still at the very top. And one of the things that you can do, what I like to do sometimes, is run this fib in between this stuff to see the bigger picture. Is it at 5 a.m.? 6 a.m. basically was the start of this almost 1,000-point move or tick. Let's keep let's see what's going on here with the so this is going to be like bobber fishing. So if you're trading price action and you're just trying to just do a quick scalp, that's almost like trolling and fishing, like with a what do you call it? Like a artificial lure, where you're just like I'm still looking for shorts, kind of. But where you're just constantly just reeling it and casting it and reeling it and casting it, hopefully to get the attention of a hungry bass or something. That's kind of like scalping, I guess. Setting limit orders is kind of like just throwing it out there with a worm and a bobber and letting the fish come to you. Either one has its pros and cons. I'm being a little bit more conservative during New York today because of I don't want to keep getting sucked into just the buy, sell, just the momentum and the unconsciousness that can happen in like the present moment when it comes to price action. People can be like hypnotized, and I'm speaking from experience. It's like, it's not till it's over. It's like, what the hell even happened? How did I do that? For maybe people that never had like addiction issues, but everybody's got it's the same thing that happens regardless of the medium. So it's like the same like kind of addictive addict thing with like drugs and alcohol. That same kind of unconsciousness that can happen if you're like, oh, how did I eat this entire tray of Oreos in one sitting? This is like 4,000 calories. It's like, and you don't even know how it happened until it's over. That's kind of what it is to be unconscious. It's like, why am I here? What happened? Why did I blow my account? How can this be? So the nice thing about doing the streams is that on playback, it's a little bit more obvious. I noticed that just in doing music. When you're mixing and mastering, it sounds different than when you put it out there. And then on playback, you're trying to really get it dialed in to match that inner vision. Doing trading and streaming simultaneously is a little bit different for mental obstacles. One of which is trying to and not making an excuse, because I think everything you should take personal responsibility for it, but like part of getting on these charts and just 1 minute scalps like every minute or so. I think one of the trades I had like 180 trades in 2 hours, which is fun. I've gotten decent at breaking even doing that, but I'm not capturing the big 100-point move that I want to be capturing. I'm looking for a buy opportunity at the moment, so yeah, from where it's at now to this zone is 100 and something ticks. I could put a sell order in. The problem is with a big inducement up, like so, it can really bounce back fast. And so we'll get the fib back up on just this chart. I guess this is going to be yellow because I'm not going to change it every time. I don't know how to make it anything other than that default. And so, actually, I'm going to move that guy to this fib level, which is almost dangerous because from there to the bottom to the next level, I'll just have to do a stop, maybe 30 tick. What am I on? I'm on the 5-minute chart here. It's about to change in 1 minute. We got a low here. It kind of looks like it's dropping at the moment. if I put the order in here, I don't feel safe that it won't come back here. At least, you know, it's not being a pussy here. I'm gonna just put it in the where I want it, where ideally it'd be great to get it with a 50 tick stop being beneath this guy. Alright, so that would give us a little bit of wiggle room. I'm going to probably hit right here. You know, but since it's sitting at this 38 and it's acting like support, I'm tempted to hit a buy. Although it just hit a new low. Should have held that short a lot longer. But that's what happens with fear. Sometimes you don't hold the winners long enough, and sometimes you cut things too quick. But so that's the game plan. So that will give us enough wiggle room that even if that does tap beneath that guy, still an opportunity to bounce up. But we'll be patient and see about letting this price hit our order. Because once it clears this level, it's got nowhere to go but down. And so this to me is the zone, and then this zone for sellers for the breakout is anything up here. And this move from here, it's a big move, 300 and something points, almost 400 points. And I actually will have those contracts probably selling up here at that 76. Not really giving a shit too much whether it breaks out or not. You know, sell it to the next guy, and hopefully it breaks out for him. And he could have a good day. I make a big move, he gets a big move, we all win. I'm really tempted to put a market order in right now. That's just fear of missing out talking though. We're bobber fishing. So we'll see if that just drops to that level real quick. And see what it does. Yeah, a couple more minutes. Till the 15-minute candle closes. I might just put a buy in when that market, when the candle's about to close. Again, that's just me having a fear of missing out. But I will be ready because it might go boop, 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 straight up. You can do all sorts of things. Anything's possible. But you can see on the 15 or on the hourly even. Hourly is almost better. You can see where we're at on this range where our order is pretty sexy right there on the hourly. We'll make this What the heck? I'm looking around my microphone here. How do you change the inner color? Oh, this one. Oh boy. Oh, we're almost filled. And so even if this this trade is a loser, I feel like just being patient and just bobber fishing for an order has been a win as far as our discipline goes and our state of mind goes. We'll have those colors like that so everybody can kind of clearly be on the same page. So green is a buy zone. I'm at the top of the zone, just waiting for this price to drop here. I'm actually going to get in on it. If it hits that, then it's going to be 2 contracts. But just because it's at that zone here, that might have been the move. This one right here. While this is cooking, here's the other sound effect.
Look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
Yeah, that's going to be the winner, like when it's like moving in a winning direction. Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, if you type in "would you look at that" into YouTube, you can find that guy's stuff. He's really funny. I feel like today has been a lot better as far as the trading, the sticking to the game plan, the discipline, just the overall like abundant attitude, not being in a bunch of fear. That's a huge thing. I feel like people that trade with a bunch of fear attract the thing they fear. So until you conquer that by just repetition, because trading has a bunch of mental game to conquer. Fear of missing out, fear of loss. I'm going to close out, see if we get our original fill. Mainly because if it drops down, that's from here to the end of that wick, it's about $250 for one contract. I'd rather just break even on that trade than hold it for $250 in the hole. By the time it hits that's almost 70 ticks away, which is $350. Let's get on the 1 minute chart and kind of get that ninja entry and see what the hell's happening. I feel like that chart's looking really pretty. This is very good design elements. Hopefully it's visually appealing for whoever's watching. So our limit order's sitting right here waiting to get tapped. From the limit order till that low right here, it's 25 ticks. Oh boy, we about to catch ourselves a fish. Oh yeah, fish on. And this will be a big stop loss. Not really. We're going to follow our game plan and be at the bottom of this range. Because if it blasts through it, then obviously we probably lost the trade. I'm going to give it a wider berth. That might have been retarded, but 50 is 250 point risk. Or $250 risk. We're not going to overtrade, so the upside potential, I'd be willing to sell that at 300 300. But this will be my last trade. We'll just kind of go a little bit big and see what happens here. I think I'm doing all right for the day. I'm not really sure. The P&L should reflect our mindset and our discipline and our actions. So okay, so let's get that so it's out of the road here. Kind of a good call to give a little bit wider breathing room on that. The ones that didn't give the wider breathing room got tapped out right there. And it sucks for them because it looks like it's turning around. And so we got 300 points. This might be a $1,500 trade. That's what this order is. I think someone's really going to want to buy it because you got the breakout opportunity just above that fib, even just to test that previous high is almost 100 ticks. So I feel like this is a really good deal for whoever wants to buy this one contract off of me. We got a little bit, so the 1 hour low, okay, that seems like it makes sense. So that wick almost tapped that 1 hour low, but it didn't. So that's a good sign to me that that it's going to start to retrace and go back up. But we'll see. We'll see how it progresses here. At this point, Jesus, take the wheel. There's nothing more we can do. We did our job. We followed our rules. We managed our risk. We note the time, 10:30. We stayed out of the market when the news event happened. There's no more news events, so this is definitely a good day. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know what I'm even doing, this is trading on Apex, which is a prop firm for futures. It's a great way to protect your own capital. And why I say that, it's like if you say you had $100,000 of your own money that you're trading with, and you're learning how to trade, between the emotions and the FOMO and the just revenge trading and everything else, I about can guarantee you're going to lose all that money. You're going to pay that tuition to the market, where, yeah, you could lose a couple $1,000s in prop money, blow the account or whatever, but you're only out, like on Apex for a 100K account, with my discount code, it should only be like $40. And if you fail it, within like a month, you can reset it for, I think, just like $40 more. Way better than thousands of dollars if you're losing because of emotions and everything else. I'm actually going to get that stop loss a hair beneath that hour candlestick. It's just out of an abundance of caution. On the 1 minute chart, that candlestick wick didn't even come close to down here, which shows me people are starting to look for a buying opportunity. And people love these breakouts, so not being overly greedy and trying to just hold this too much, we're just going to have this ready and right even beneath this fib level. I know somebody's going to want to buy that. And that fib level is acting as some support. I have the soundbite ready to rock and roll when this thing turns around. Why'd you look at that? Hey, would you look at that? And snap out of reacting to the market and start creating with the market. Hopefully everybody's been having a good trading week. I've had a lot of fun doing these streams. It's really exciting to see how that progresses.
Oh, you bastard! Shut the
Sorry. No. Calm down. Learn to enjoy losing.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, with that being said, I think we'll balance about 10:30. Probably just trade, a bigger swing trade. Get off the stream here and remove that that order. That order. It's tempting to put a buy in. I'm just gonna do a quick buy. We're so far down this hill. I don't think that's technically revenge trading. We'll see how we do today. And I think that trade knocked us down a little bit of a loser for the day. We're still up $500 something on the account. The other account up almost 1,000. P&L, yeah, we'll tackle this again next week. See how we do. I feel like part of like an abundance mindset is whether you make profit or you don't for the day, it's like have plenty. It's all about just disciplining yourself, following your own trading plan, and not becoming emotionally retarded. And and the thing of it is, for people that are listening, it's like you could see me like right now. It could look like oh no, he's a rational person. I need to close out these orders. I don't know what the heck is all going on here. Like, oh no, he's a rational person. Look at this candlestick. This thing has been in a free fall. It's tempting to get in on it. I might change my account. And try to catch a winner with that account. That's about at the bottom as you can get. The only reason, because like look at this on the hourly, that looks pretty good for a bounce. And that's about as low as it's been. Okay, one more trade on the. Hopefully it was on a different account. We'll see. Nope, it's on the other one. So, whatever. We'll do one more trade here and then call it a day. But yeah, I mean, you could be looking at me and be like, oh, he's got it figured out or whatever. And it's like, nope, I'm emotionally hijacked right now, and no one can tell. So that's why it's really important you start to develop your own intuitions and game plan and everything else, because I might seem and appear to be like I got it figured out or whatever, but the funny thing about people and humans in general is we can make really wild, irrational decisions seemingly while being sane and sober, and that's just something we do. So one of the hard lessons I've had to learn about trading versus just grit you know, it's served me well on some level, just never quitting and just continue to try again, try again, try again. It has served me pretty well. But when it comes to trading and cutting losses and just walking away, that can be a really important skill. But sometimes when you don't, you could really hit a big winner. Like this is at the bottom of the stack here. We're up a little bit. It'd be nice to get it all the way up here and finish really, really strong for the day. You guys feel like the momentum's shifting? I kind of feel like it is. Nope. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I think I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't trust this. I'm gonna check my orders. Make sure all these are canceled. That's a big deal with quant towers, to make sure all this stuff. But you can see the range here. We're about in the middle of the road. That was a new low. That was an impulsive missing out move there. I just feel like that wick, is that double bottom? I just feel like we're gonna get one more bull wave. There's no way this high goes unchallenged. Yeah, I think. I mean, can we zoom in? If anything, that was a tiny micro move lower than that one, which sometimes is enough to freaking continue the downtrend, believe it or not. But that low, slightly above that guy. Higher high, higher low. And we got another probably 30 minutes left of some New York City's trading. There we go. Oh, let's keep going.
Look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
I kind of have that same game plan. I'm going to set that take profit. I'll look around the microphone here. We're going to go all the way up there with that right before that fib zone. Give whoever wants to buy this plenty of opportunity to catch a breakout. We're not going to feel like we missed out on a breakout in record high or whatever. We're going to, as soon as that thing hits take profit, we're going to close these charts and be done and celebrate our wins for today and for the week. Our growth as a trader, all these kinds of things, all these successes. All right, looks like we're getting ready to challenge that high. This would be a big trade. This is a 300-point move for our take profit for the most part. That $1,500. So 400-point move. Maybe $2,000. We'll see if we get it. I think someone's going to buy this one contract for a $2,000 profit. We're going to hope so. Oh, I got to drink all this coffee and all this water. It's like the worst time to have to take a piss, but at this point, I'm going to do a break even, not a stop loss. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go right there. Looks like off that fib level, we're getting a little bit of resistance, but I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. For those that aren't aware, I've been producing music for over a decade. I just play some instrumental tracks from like the licensing instrumental catalog I have. I was doing trading on this channel, but this channel has turned into a hodgepodge of stuff, from music to stuff that I'm just like interested in when it comes to like consciousness. And here we go. We'll just play this real quick. Okay, that was good timing. Alright, let's just close this guy down. Let's shut her down. Oh, would you look at that? We're just gonna hold this. We're gonna hold through this. Let's think before just reacting here. Let's hope this new bottom let's see how we do here. We're just gonna hold this. The urge is to that I have is to try to take profit, then put a buy in, and try to maximize all these moves. But I'm gonna resist that because it doesn't seem to be that. Maybe once you're a Jedi at trading, that's more realistic. But that looks like a pretty definitive higher low at the moment. We'll see if this next candle breaches that high, and that will be like, oh, for sure this thing has shifted. Look at 1 hour's big candle. I feel really good about this trade. Where's my take profit? Did I not set the take profit as and I walked away from the computer? What am I doing? That was a rookie move. We're not going to get greedy. We're just a little bit below that level. Let's see how this candlestick closes. We got a rejection off that level, but with this thing breaking these highs that it did earlier, there's no way that people are looking at that after what's been going on in NASDAQ, which is typically a pretty bullish market. It has been for weeks and weeks and months, and go, oh, after this big downtrend, we just had this huge new high, broke these different levels of resistance. Now it's just going to be unchallenged. A lot of times after a trend like this downtrend here, don't be disheartened if it doesn't immediately turn around. You know, a lot of times you'll get a downtrend or an uptrend followed by a period of consolidation or sideways range, and a lot of times the move happens after the consolidation. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes where the sellers have just failed. After a new lower high, have a little reject off of that fib level, whatever that happens to be, I can't see it. Followed by 1, 2, 3 pretty weak attempts to bring the price down. followed by a big engulfing candle that just wiped out all of them. I feel really confident we'll be able to sell this contract for like $2 grand. We just got to hold through it and face the fears that happen, and we'll overcome them. That new high broke that level. $10.51. It's almost that time for that New York City money shot. It failed to hit that low. Yeah, the fear now is a fear of loss, of losing this profit, this $230 something profit. The temptation to want to close it because it's not immediately moving up is like kind of present in me right now. It's kind of like going against me a little bit. It's like, oh, is all this money going to go away? Am I actually going to get a loss out of this? Maybe. But that's, I feel like, part of trading. You know, pretty much if it goes any lower than where it's at now, we're going to be out of the trade. We'll be done for the day. There we go. Out of the trade. Kind of sucks that we didn't take profit when we had it, but again, that's flexing those discipline muscles. Let's see how we did. Yeah, we're still in profit, but down to $200 profit. Negative for the day on this account, but you can have a successful red day and a successful green day. You know, I can't let these accounts get below 98 grand. 398, 346, 98, 599. So it is what it is. So with that being said, you know, I appreciate you guys liking, sharing, subscribing, all social networking things. I'm still gonna probably like hunt this thing for a bottom. So look at that. Look at this unchallenged candle. I'm just not gonna chase it. But with that being said, you know, thanks everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing, all social networking things, and happy trading. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.